Absolute Duelist here, coming at you with the end of our, OTS Winner Box tournament. And first place out of this entire tournament, funny enough, was Priyan of Team Stardust Crusaders, our team. This was a big event. We did 5 rounds of Swiss and then top four, and Priyan managed to take it all at the end. And for those wondering, there will be feature matches on the channel for the entire tournament. It's just we got to get those edited and everything, and they'll be out. But we're going to get this deck profile first, just so you can get this good content. Anyway, Priyan, how do you feel?
I feel like I shouldn't have won, given the deck that I was playing for this event. I thought, you know what, I'm gonna have some fun today. I have loads of fun playing this deck, and then I just ended up winning somehow.
Yeah.
Good lord. But yeah, I felt like just every time I drew really, really good, and then my opponent didn't have the out. So I guess that's how it goes in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Now you said that, what are you actually on?
So I'm on Tearlaments. Yes, yes, I'm on Tearlaments. Just let that sink in for a little bit. Yeah, the deck of one-offs, and somehow I managed to get the good stuff and win somehow. So, yeah, cool stuff. So, yeah. So
Well, let's go over your matches first. What were your rounds?
So, round 1 was against Generator. Pretty free. Although he did do decently well for the rest of the event. Round 2 was Kashtera. Round 2 was Kashtera, which I won. So Generator won, Kashtera won. Round 3 was Runic Sprite, which I won as well. Mm-hmm. Round 4 was goodness, I've forgotten. I know round 5 was James, which I lost to. Well, that was by
which was Flu
for Under Ease, which I lost to, and I was like, oh my goodness, I hope I don't face him in top 4, and then I proceeded to not face him in top 4, so that was great. And then I'll come back to round 4 if I remember it. But top cut went up against the same Runic Sprite player, then went up against Rika, who bricked twice. So, yeah. So, yeah. Pretty good. Yes, the other match was Vanquish Soul. That was it. Okay. Right. Great. That match was pretty free to be honest.
Fair enough.
Anyway, yeah. Cool.
Let's have a look at your list then. Let's see how good it is.
So, so one-offs. You can't play them more than that.
They're all limited.
They're good cards. Kept seeing them. Pretty good. 3 Rhino Heart. So some people are a little bit conflicted as whether like 2 or 3. I like 3 because it's good. It's good to mill. It's good. It's usually quite good to open if you open like Planet into Sharon into like this and then into like it's just good to mill. You always want to mill it. You always kind of want to see it as well because it doesn't do anything on its own, but it's still good to play it free. I'd 100% recommend being it free, and it's level 4.
Alright.
3 Tearlaments Kashtera, best card of the deck. Easily. It's does so much. Basically another Havness. Mills 3, sent by card effect, Mills 2. So like for instance if you open Rhino Heart and you don't really open much else, you kinda go send this, mill 2, hope for the best.
Okay.
Or if you have like one of these in your hand as well, you mill 2 and then you summon this, banish this, and then mill 3 more. That should get you somewhere.
Yeah.
If not, then you're just unlucky, but I wasn't. So, 3 Fenrir. Pretty much always with this card. This card is brilliant. Wouldn't play it any less. It's every time I saw it, it was good. Baited out loads of interruptions, and such as this guy, which is also essential. So, good card. Then Shizu stuff. I only played these 3. So these 2 are your millers, you kind of have to play them. This one, I played as the only shuffler, because if you draw this one, like with this, then it's still good. Whereas Medora is just kind of a brick and does nothing. So I played 1 shuffler. I didn't really miss the second shuffler at all, to be honest. Then alongside that, 2 Diviner.
Okay.
The other good normal summon in this deck. So Diviner is just 200 does a bunch of things. It sends one of these and makes you level 5. Makes stuff level 6, so you can make
Beatrice?
make Beatrice with like the other stuff I have, and you can make Baron with like some of the level 4s here. If they negate it, you just go cool, make Spring. So yeah, it's a good card. Free King of Swab. You have to play this with Cash, with Tearlaments, because Searcher's Poly is an aqua for Kaleido Heart, and is a substitute for Kit Kalos, so you can make Raw Kalos and Big Grapha, which Big Grapha comes up quite a lot. So yeah, this card is just really good. And then play 2 Mali. Mali was amazing. Never really bricked on it. Sometimes I had to fuse it from hand, it was kind of awkward, but I played Dangerous in the extra deck, which basically guarantees you a Beatrice and guarantees just massive advantage. At worst, it's another body, so it's good. I played some more Danger package as well, so I played 2 Mothman, 2 Nessie. I was toying around with like 3 Nessie, 1 Mothman, then I kind of folded to 2 Mothman, 2 Nessie, because I kind of wanted to see the extra level 4 in case I went up against Cash, and then I wanted to make like the Guska or something like that. So, and Nessie has huge synergy with the deck. It's an Aqua for Kaleido Heart. It's a Dark Aqua, so it means you can make Garua with this. And it's a danger, it draws you cards, so it might help you draw into like outs and stuff. So very good.
Alright.
And last 2 monsters, 2 Gamsi.
Okay, that's an interesting choice. Is it because of the synergy with the Tearlaments as well, because they're both aqua and stuff?
Yeah, so yeah, they're aqua. So I actually had a huge debate with this. Shouts to the Tearlaments group. I had a huge debate with this and Radiant. Now, I decided to play these because I felt the aqua stuff came up more often. I guess there is an argument to play with Radiant because Radiant makes Mud Dragon, and Radiant comes up in terms of like Super Poly as well. If you like Super Poly, Radiant and then Super Poly, it can come up a little more. But overall, I didn't really regret having Gamma Seal because the fact that it was an aqua came up so much more, and you have more than enough ways to make Mud Dragon in your deck. You play like your Mothmans and your even your Malicious if you really wanted to make Mud Dragon. But yeah, these were good, just so good.
Okay.
Now on to spells. Free Planet. Of course, got to play Free Planet.
Pretty standard.
Yeah, this card's amazing. 2 Scream. I only played 2 because you can brick on the card. And there were hands where I drew 2 of these, and I hated myself. But the card is good. Card is good to mill. Card is good to see alongside like Rhino Heart or Sharon or whatever. And it helps Tricky play on your opponent's turn as well. Just a good card. 2 talents. Didn't come up as much as I wanted it to, but theory behind it is like, if you get Bestial, you can punish them. If you get hand trapped in any way, you can just punish them. It helps clear boards. Just a good card.
Okay.
And 1 Poly, because Poly is searchable off King of the Swamp, and then you just Poly your board, put into Guardian Camarage, chain block it, start popping everything and fusing. Good card. On the traps, 2 Sulliek, 1 Met Noise, 1 Trivic Armor, pretty standard for the Tournament deck, to be honest. So 2 Sulliek, negates effects, is usually the one you want to be searching. Meta Noise, if you know your opponent's on Cash, you get Meta Noise, you set the board, you can't play the game. Trivic Armor is so good because you can banish it to search any spell or trap with Visas in its name. So that includes these 2, Scream and Planet.
So essentially it's a way to search any Tearlament on top of also having the ability to get negates and Book of Moons, which seems insane. Especially with how much it looks like you're milling with like the Yugioh, Kelbeck and all the other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I've resolved this like once or twice, and it's obviously like a massive brick to draw. Like you almost don't want to draw it, but you can get it out with your Dangers, your Dangerous as well, in your extra deck as well. It's good.
Okay.
Okay, on to the extra. So, extra deck, standards. Kaleido, Rorcal. Both these are good. I made this so many times today. Then Garua, made a lot of times today as well. Card's essential, you have to play it. Grapha, essential, it's nothing to gate. Mud Dragon, Also essential, like, card's so good. I don't know why some people in the tier group are saying card is. Why? It's card's brilliant. Drag's Failure, good card. Level 1 stuff, came up in the Sprite matchup a lot. Guardian, Chimera, also amazing.
Mainly used with summoning Poly, right?
It used to be summoned with Poly, but it doesn't matter because like you summon this and you're just getting so much advantage off your Tearlaments that you fused with. Because there was a point where I was up against Vanquish Shoal, they Book of Moon my entire board, and I'm like, okay, cool, Poly, use my few face down stuff and make this.
Okay.
So like, and also the fact that it's untargetable while Poly is in the graveyard is huge. And then with Planet becomes 3800, so it gets so hard to out. And the last fusion, Dangerous. Now this is something that I've kind of been toying around with. I know some people already have as well, but this card is so good because it helps guarantee Beatrice, helps guarantee Mali Engrave, and it gets bricks out of your hand. So it gets the Trivikama, your Agiddos, your Kelvex out of your hand, and then mills Mali. And then you're like, okay, cool, I'm set. So, and then it's a level 6.
Don't you also need Mali to make it though? Or do you send the Mali back in your graveyard and then
you send Mali back in your graveyard or sometimes in your hand, which is kind of had to do it at one point. And then you can then you send the Mali or even if the Mali, even if you like say mill double Mali, and then you put one of the Malis back, make this Malis back. You just don't use the effect. You just summon the Mali and make Beatrice.
Okay.
So it's got a lot of functionality. I think this card is essential if you're playing the Mali package, which is just good. So that's all the fusions. Baron, good card. Came up a couple of times today. Beatrice, MVP of the extra deck. Honestly, this card is nuts because every time I got like evenly matched, you can just go chain Beatrice, cool, start fusing, start playing. Raguska didn't come up as much as I wanted it to. It's good in theory, but it just kind of got impered most of the time. Redo is good. Again, didn't come up as much, but it's still theory behind it's good. And then Zeus didn't make it at all today, but again, theory behind it is good. Talent Steal, Rise Heart, Punch, Big Zeus.
Yeah.
2 cards that did come up today. These two. So Dark. So good, especially in the Vanquish Shoal matchup. You start stealing their Borger and start drawing 3 cards off it, it's great. And then Sprint, I've seen a lot of debate around Sprint and people saying you don't need it. Sprint won me so many matches. So many matches. Just the fact you can just send Merly off Dark, because most of the time they have a Dark Engrave, huge. Okay, Sprint is just cracked.
Okay.
Right, on to the side deck. So, Crime, didn't see it again. Crime and Harpy. Both of these didn't see. I've milled Crime once, but the idea behind Crime is evenly matched kind of kills this deck. So if you don't set up your negates, you can go Beatrice, dump, Scream, and then search this.
Okay.
And then you just have a good negate for evenly matched or like Dark Ruler or anything that you feel like is a problem. Heartbeat, searchable out to like back row, and it's also good to mill. Like if you mill this, you can add this back. Which is good, in theory. Didn't expect a lot of back rows, didn't really side heavily for it. Scat Shot time. Didn't come up, but yeah. Super Poly. Unbelievable this weekend. Unbelievable. This is so good. Made this card won me matches under Shifter.
Okay, that's a bit of a surprise.
Because essentially what happened was I got shifted, couldn't really play the game, so I had to like end on like a monster and like 3 back row, one of this being back row, and then they'd overextend into a Super Poly. And then, so I think that was up against Cash, and then he had the Fenrir plus the Scareclaw. So I let him attack with his Dark Arm, and then I went Super Poly his Fenrir and Scareclaw into Garua, which chump blocked the rest of his board. And then from then on I actually hard drew King of the Swamp, which was exactly normal summon King of the Swamp, make Dark, and then just make Sprint and start playing the game. And then I think off the Guru I drew like Tearlaments Cashier or something busted like that. So yeah, so card is amazing. This wins you games. So evenly matched. Didn't really come up today, but in theory it was good.
Card's cracked in general.
It's just good. Like you tend to find out dangers and stuff for it, because obviously it doesn't really synergize with the dangers that well. But Card is good. It was my way because I kept getting anti-spelled last week, so just kind of my way around that.
Yeah.
Bestials didn't come up today. Like,
There just in case.
just in case I went up against Branded, which I didn't face at all today. And then Tubel, again, didn't come up today. Just again, it's mainly facing against Bestials, which are counterplay Bestials.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the list looks very solid. What's your thought at the end of the day? Do you think the list is very strong? Do you think there's anything you would change?
Honestly, not really. Like, in hindsight's 2020 really with the scat shot, because I was kind of tiptoeing around scat shot and Call by the Grave. And don't know, maybe it might be better to have Call by the Grave. I don't know, but would I have seen it? Who knows?
Yeah.
But overall, quite happy with the deck. Quite happy with how it did. Quite happy with how many one-offs I milled and drew. So yeah, well, you did phenomenal. You won your OTS 21 box from one of the biggest events that PlayNation Games has ever done at the store. So honestly, congratulations! It's absolutely insane. You deserve it, mate. You've needed a win for a while, especially seeing as recently you just get the bubbles every time, but you got the W in the end. But yeah, thank you for the deck profile. Everybody keep an eye out for the feature matches. They will all be going on the channel at some point. We just got to record over them, edit them and everything. And yeah, thank you so much guys for watching. Priya, congrats. Shout outs to Jamie for letting me borrow his Garura.
Fair enough. But yeah, anyway, play it guys. Thanks so much. In the next one.